had a nice break. Had myself some lunch I got from the supermarket. It was delicious and very cheap. It was like this big bento box with rice and different goodies. I had these rice cakes. I think it was about 500 yen. It was a ton of food. Really good prices. So, one problem is my gimbal, handheld gimbal. The batteries are about dead. I have 2 sets, but they're both about dead. And the thing is, the charger I have, the input is a mini USB. So I was like, okay, I'll leave the one that came with it at my friend's house in Tokyo. I'll just bring the short one that I have for my GoPro. It'll work. Well, as it turns out, it doesn't work and will not charge the battery. So as far as I can say, I won't have my gimbal for pretty much the rest of my trip until I'm back in Tokyo. So that's a bummer. But I'm on my way to Nijō Castle now, and it's gonna be fun. Beautiful day. Just arrived here at Nijō Castle. Now, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know much of anything about this castle, but I'm excited to check it out. This is the outside right now. It looks pretty dope, if you ask me.
All three. And we go into the garden.
Okay, so even back then, I didn't know much about this castle, but now reading about it here in 2021, 6 years later, reading who you built this place really kind of bummed me out, because even back then I knew the name of the person who built this place. They're very famous. If you know anything about Japanese history, you know Tokugawa Ieyasu. He's known as the unifier of Japan. He was the first lord in the Edo period, and he began construction of this place in 1601, and it was finished 25 years later by his grandson, Iemitsu. And even though I didn't know much about this place back then, it was still wonderful. It was beautiful. There's beautiful gardens. There's beautiful sculptures. There's this platform in the middle of the compound that kind of gives you somewhat of a view of the mountains and the city and the surrounding compound, the different buildings within the compound. It was just really nice. The structures of the walls were beautiful. The weather was amazing. But I think the highlight of this whole experience at Nijō Castle was definitely the castle itself. It's more like a palace of sorts, a small palace. And I highlight the things in there. But most particularly, my favorite thing about the castle or the palace, or whatever you want to call it, was the squeaky floors.
I just finished up in the main building. Did a walkabout. It took about 10 minutes. However, I could have spent the entire day in there. It was absolutely gorgeous. The paintings, the sculptures. They even had mannequins set up, like Shogun, and different characters. Well, historical characters, that is. And you could just feel the history. It was amazing. The problem was they didn't let you take pictures or videos, so I had to snake a few. So I have more time than I originally thought I would. I didn't think I'd be able to go to Ginkakuji. It's the Silver Pavilion, which is on the east side of town over the river. So I think I'm going to take my bike over there to check it out. And there's also another shrine that I might check out if there's time, but I'll go to Kinkakuji first.